So we've learned that you're very well established as a name, you know, in the Arlington area. Where do you see the band going? I mean, what's your vision for the future?
Meghan, you want to?
I don't know.
Good question. I don't even have that in my mind.
I think sky's the limit. I think that, you know, we're going to start working on doing some original material and seeing where that takes us stylistically and also just in general, you know, see where we can play some more original stuff. And
that's great. So do all of you write?
We do. It's very different. Everyone writes a different type of music.
Well, that's cool. It'll be interesting to see where that all meets and, you know, how it takes off.
Absolutely, I agree.
What kind of, what would you say your sound you'd be going for is when you do your original music?
I don't think we have really sat down and talked about it. I think that one thing that we'd like to go for is to keep it kind of a rock sound, but keep it poppy as well. You know, something that I don't know. What do you think? Somewhere a cross between Lady Gaga and Journey, maybe. I don't know. That would be weird.
If Lady Gaga, Heart, Pink, and Megadeth had a big
Megadeth?
Don't judge.
Did you play? I like Megadeth. I didn't hear any.
Skinny Puppy? No? Something? No, I mean, I think there are different elements that everyone brings to the table. Jason's definitely into, you know, like the classical piano type music and theater and things like Styx and Depeche Mode and stuff like that. And then
very diverse bands, but I like things on either end of the spectrum. Not so much anything in the middle, but all the way on the
right over here
end.
and here, not so much in this area. And Brad, our lead guitar player, is really into blues, so he brings a totally different element to the scene too, which is really cool.
What are your guys' influences? Like, Meghan, what are your influences?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I love, you know, Pat Benatar and you know, Ann and Nancy Wilson are amazing. I'm a huge Heart fan. Journey, I'm into so many different types of music. I love Pink and Lady Gaga and more current stuff as well.
What about you, Jason?
Well, you know, as far as like classic rock bands, Styx has always been one of my favorites. Queen is great. I also am into the more keyboardy stuff like Depeche Mode. That was something that I grew up with and just thought was incredible. Very, very much an underground sound until they took off with like Personal Jesus and stuff, and then they became popular. And some people think they sold out, but they were still good.
Oh, I like Depeche Mode. They're good.
Yeah.
Amanda, since you're new to the show, who do you like?
Well, I'm very much into Lady Gaga, as you know. I had to tell you who that was. A lot of the poppy stuff that's on the radio right now. I love Coldplay, some of that. A little bit into, you know, the emo side of things. I like to sort of break it down and get a little bit slower. I'm a dancer, so I always say music that makes you move, anything that gets me out of my chair.
Yeah, and Amanda was dancing at the little show.
All right,
I certainly was. Dave fed me a cocktail and there I went.
It's the only way I can get women to talk to me.
Or be on a show with them.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps too.
So, you know, and as far as my musical taste, if you've been watching the show, you know what I like. If you're not in whiteface, it's not rock and roll to me. So, Jason got the reference.
I did.
Amanda, is there anything else that you'd like to ask Meghan or Jason while we have them here? Because we're going to, in a little bit, we're going to bring the rest of the band in here.
Yeah, absolutely. You had mentioned when you walked in, Meghan the Posse. Who is your audience?
We've got some great people that come to see us in Virginia. Christy, Katie, there's so many of them. Lindsay, Steven.
I'm drawing a blank, but they're all awesome. I love them all. They're great
They're
people.
amazing. We have, you know, Shane. A lot of the police department comes out and sees us, which is really cool. And just
it's the only reason I haven't been arrested yet.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that works. You got to make connections.
Personal
you know, that's what life
chauffeurs when
is
we're
about.
leaving.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
And Meghan has this really cool belt on. I wanted you to show the audience.
I absolutely will. It's a boom box. It's better than average. Let me take it off. I'll show you.
Oh, I don't know if we're allowed to undress. Phil?
Sorry.
Not so much with undressing. This
undress?
is my boombox belt buckle.
Very cool.
Better than average. I'm a fan.
It's good.
I really liked it.
I traded one of my favorites and had to get a new one, so.
What was the old one?
It was a Bruce Lee belt buckle that I got in New York years ago and then ended up giving it away at a show to a crazed fan. Hopefully she enjoys it though.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your belt buckle. I'm not looking at anything. I'm not being inappropriate. So
Absolutely.
that being said, we're going to wrap up this segment with Jason and Meghan. I want to thank you all for being on the front row.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to bring Brad and I believe it's Eric in here. We're going to talk to them, and we'll be right back. And stay tuned. We're going to talk to the rest of the band. Thanks a lot for you guys coming on. And we're back from a very long coffee break where we discovered which one of us can do which foreign accent. I'll leave that to your imagination. We're here with the other half of the Hyjinx, Brad and Eric. They're going to fill us in. They're quite a couple of characters, I think. Right, Amanda, off camera?
Oh, absolutely. We've had some fun in the last few minutes, so
Yeah.
I think you're in for it.
Maybe some too much coffee, but that being said, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the Hyjinx. Although I think that this isn't the rest of the band, right? We're missing a few people.
There are a few guys.
We have 10 other members that can make it today.
Really? Much like Slipknot.
Very much so.
Of the cover scene.
We all wear masks, so you can't tell who's missing.
Cool. Well, why would you wear a mask and hide that beautiful mohawk?
This takes a lot of work.
Because it's a mask. You can still have a mohawk.
You can still have a mohawk and a
mask.
mask.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. Brad, it is Brad, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay, Brad, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I just did. Or you just did.
Well, I know, but I don't know
What
that
would
much
you like to
about you.
know?
Well, what instrument do you play?
I play guitar.
Really?
And I do some backgrounds. Yeah. Background vocals.
Okay.
Well, background everything. No.
Sound effects?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I do. I think I'm the auxiliary.
Do you have a last name, Brad?
Brad McClain.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
All
my
right.
last name.
McClain?
Brad McClain.
Not Brad of McClain.
No, it's Brad McClain.
Okay. And Eric,
Yes, I'm Eric.
do you have a last name?
My last name's Bishop.
Okay. And what instrument do you play?
I play bass guitar.
Okay. And Amanda, do you have any questions for these two characters?
See, I feel like as soon as the camera started rolling, they kind of went mum on us. You know, these two have such dynamic personalities. You know, Brad, I heard you talking about living in China.
I did.
I'd like to hear a little bit more about that.
I went with some friends of mine and a family member, and we got a phone call one day, and literally it went from, what are we going to do now, to a month later we were on a plane, and we spent 4.5 months in Shanghai playing blues every night, and had a lot of fun, made some good friends.
About how long ago was that?
It was 3.5 years ago, right before I joined Hyjinx, actually. I did that, and then came back and got a phone call, and the rest, as they say, is history, and now I'm playing guitar in Hyjinx and having the time of my life.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's what we like to hear
That's right.
on Front Row Show.
What's your gear, Brad? What do you play? What kind of guitar?
How many minutes do we have?
Yeah, right. I got a lot of
Just
stuff.
basically, what guitar do you play?
Really, I'm a Strat guy. I have a collection of probably too many Strats, a Mesa Boogie amplifier, and a bunch of pedals and dance around and stuff. And yeah, I'm just,
He's been very happy lately. His
Yeah.
uncle built him a guitar that got stolen. And actually, 6 months later, somebody posted it on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And the cops went to the guy's door, broke his door down, and got his guitar back. So
my
he's been the
guitar
happiest guy in the world for the last 3
Now, is
weeks.
this person going to be prosecuted?
Yeah, 2 felonies, I think.
Really?
As far as I know, I haven't talked to the police, but apparently he's in
And what
trouble.
jurisdiction is this?
This is up in Delaware.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with their laws.
No. I hope they're serious, though.
Yeah, I'm sure the penalty's pretty stiff.
Oh. Just gonna make some coffee.
So, Eric, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Eric Bishop. I play bass guitar. I'm very obsessed with playing bass guitar. I have a pretty big collection. I think it's up to 22 now.
Basses?
Basses, yeah.
Are you privy to one particular brand?
Brand Lakeland out of Chicago. They will build me anything I want, which is pretty bad.
That's fantastic.
And the owner is on my speed dial,
Wow.
which makes it a very bad predicament for me. But I have my next 5 planned. It never seems to stop.
Okay.
So
The
Good
known
for you.
fact is he had 23 before he put one on Craigslist.
before I put one on Craigslist, and then he busted my door down.
And then they busted the door down.
Well, Eric, I'm supposed to ask you about Captain Fork.
We have a lot of time together in this band. We have a giant van. We throw all our stuff in the van. We go on these trips. So sometimes the conversation gets obnoxious. I was in a band before where...
First of all, I don't believe that because you two were nothing but gentlemen while we were having our coffee.
Oh, forget that. I don't know who you're talking about. So one time we're at a show afterwards. I was in this old band years ago, and we were talking about the Hyjinx. of the night before, and basically I was saying obnoxious stuff, and there were kids at the table next to me. So they were like, I'm going to stab you with a fork every time you say something obnoxious. So they're like, we're going to call you Fork. And I'm like, well, if you're going to call me Fork, I'm going to be Captain Fork. And it was supposed to be an obnoxious, insulting nickname. Next thing you know, it becomes my email. I had stickers made. And I'm gone with it.
I actually said some obnoxious things in front of some children once, and I was banned from a casino. So, I mean, you got a nickname out of it.
You could be a Fork, too.
I could be can I be an associate Fork?
You could be an associate Fork.
Associate Fork?
Fork by association.
Thank you. Also,
FBA.
you look, Amanda was mentioning to me during the break, you look kind of familiar. I think we've seen you on TV before.
In 2001, I was on a show called VH1
Stop
Cover
laughing.
Wars. Paul Schaefer hosted it, and I swear it had to be the worst rated reality show ever. But
you won it.
The band I was in won it because I was dating a girl who said, there's no way you're going to win it, and then she broke up with me. So what was I going to do except go win the show?
You just made me want to say something with that, and I told
Yes,
you, I was so enthralled with your story. I forget what I wanted to ask
sweet
you.
revenge.
I can say I'm the best cover band bass player in the country for 2001.
Wow.
What song did y'all win with?
We had a thing where a band would start it and would hand it off to the other band, and you had to start right away and pick it right up. And I think we won with Rhinestone Cowboy.
No, you did.
Oh, no.
Yes, we did.
Rhinestone Cowboay, Glenn Campbell?
They started it and handed us, and we were right into the chorus. And then
Glenn
we
Campbell
won.
sang that, right?
He
Rhinestone
did. Glenn Campbell did.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate his entire catalog?
No, I celebrate, as we talked about earlier, the entire Iron Maiden catalog.
The entire Iron
But that's
Maiden
a discussion
catalog.
for because Brad doesn't.
Have you ever owned a Camaro?
Yeah, actually, I've owned two.
You've owned two. All right. Yeah. I saw the Camaro in you.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm stuck in 1989, but that's a whole other
There's
show.
nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
So.
You probably got my white face reference, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
How about you, Brad? Did you understand it? Really?
I got nothing.
I live in South Jersey. My Camaro turns on and Slippery When Wet. It will only play Slippery When Wet and Appetite for Destruction.
All right. Well, we don't have much time with you guys. Is there anything you guys want to pump before we?
I just want to say that I like that you keep saying the Hyjinx. I like it a lot. I think we should go with that.
I think we should.
Did I say the Hyjinx?
Yes, when it both starts in both segments.
We're just
I
Hyjinx.
No, I'm being very serious.
It's
I
like the
it.
Van Halen. No,
Well, I say the
Van Halen.
Facebook,
Right.
the Van Halen.
I like the. We should
like
get
the word
new
the.
stickers.
But
Very
that being
fond of
said,
that.
I think we might have passed an entire conversation. Where did the Hyjinx come from? Or Hyjinx?
I joined a
as you
band
will.
and it was called Hyjinx.
Okay.
And
Me too.
So we'll
too.
have to go talk
Yeah.
to Jason.
Yeah, you got to.
I think he wrote a book on it.
Yeah,
I think,
speaking of
I think
Jason,
there's a
gotta get this
reference
book.
in the Talisman of Fairy.
And the follow-up.
These are written by our keyboard player, Jason Beil, available on Amazon.com.
Multi-talented.
And they tell you where the name came from.
And he's international. It's been published in German.
He's like the David Hasselhoff
Yes.
of Hyjinx keyboard players.
Well, I'm so glad we got to Jason's book because we were cut short so we could get you two clowns
He
on.
writes
And
the
Jason
check.
wanted, and you know, so if you're watching this interview and you'd like to, Jason seems to be a Renaissance guy. Writes, does acoustic keyboards, and you know,
He writes the
Jesus
check.
Christ superstar. But he's got these two books. They look really good. You can go to the Amazon.com to check them out.
The Amazon.
The Amazon.
Is that the river?
What you
Is that
find on
the-
what you can find on the internet machine if you use the Google button. Amanda,
I'm with you.
We're running out of time here, Amanda. Do you have any more questions?
Come see us.
We're excited to see their show tonight, so we'll check back in with you all. Great meeting you on
We
my
do the
first
website?
show. These guys rocked.
We do the website?
Let's go ahead and let Eric do a plug for the website.
www.hyjinxband.com.
And I'm Dave Bayne, and here with my I can't speak now.
Amanda
here with my
Mitchell.
co-host Amanda Mitchell, and we'll see you guys in the front row. Thanks for watching.